I'm 21 now, right? And my mindset is I'm never gonna live this age ever again. I'm really just counting like every day as a blessing, you know. When I was around the age of 14, I made a series of bad decisions. Told my parents I was going out to meet a friend and sleep at their place. I said I'll be back at 9 a.m. And they're very punctual. They're like, be back at the time you're back. That's how parents are. You're 14. My family at that point was living in Shanghai, China. So that's where I was. I go out, I meet my friend at the mall, and straight away, we go to the 7-Eleven and get a bottle of alcohol. We grab a taxi, and we go straight to a bar called Scoreboard in the old French concession. I think it's like this, it's a city center. So we're there. You take this elevator up, and it's like this old school, like American-looking bar. Like a big-ass bar, some old music, whatever the fuck. I was a kid. I was just happy to be there. Didn't even have to show a fake ID because they don't really check there. I mean, back then, 2015, 2016. So we get up in this bar. Mind just like me and 3 friends. We drink and drink and drink. I was smoking some cigarettes too, which obviously I just never do. I just thought, well, we're at a bar. This is going to be cool if I smoke. Maybe I can talk some chicas, you know what I'm saying? Obviously didn't do that. Just sitting there with my friends, drinking and smoking. Again, we're having a good time, to be fair. We meet some girls there from our school. They're like, okay, we're now going to go to this club. Proper like club, right? One of the rules, I think, when you're a kid this age, do not follow people that you don't know. So there's this girl that I don't know, but there's this one guy knows that decides, oh, we're gonna go to this club. All right, so we all go. Just walking distance from this other club, right? So we walk there, and right outside the club, we just decide to have another cigarette. And it's just like old, not old, but for us, like old, like 25-year-old at that time. German guy, or German or Swiss, smoking a fat joint. I don't think I'd ever spoken weed before. He offers me and my 3 friends to smoke up with him. We take it. So dumb. Don't do that. Could be laced. Don't do it. But we did it. We get a bit cross-faded because that's when you're drunk and high a little bit. And we head into the club. This German guy follows us. Red flags for the night, right? Red flags. We're in this club. Imagine a little chapel, small church that has been converted into a nightclub. All right. So this is like smoke machines everywhere, lasers and shit. But at the same time, kind of cozy. All right, so we're all there, right? Probably a couple more drinks. At this point, it starts getting wavy, which again, dangerous. More people that we don't know start entering our group. At the time of my life, I was like, whoa, I like this. This is interesting. This would have probably been a good time to call it a night because it was around, like, I don't know, 12:30 or even 1 a.m. And if you're 14-year-old, go home or go to your friend's home. But I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Because all the girls wanted to go to another club, right? Like, go proper club hopping, I guess, right? And this time, we go to, like, a proper club that has A-list DJs. Obviously, way too crossfaded to even know exactly which way we went and where we went. We get in. I start noticing they're checking the IDs. But for some reason, I think it's because we were with so many girls, they just let us through. So we're in. This fucking random guy, you know, we're 14. He's maybe 16, 17. I don't know. 16, let's say. This guy who I find out later to be this really rich guy calls us over to sit at his VIP table. So we all sit at this like large round couch. It's like a club, dude. Like there's a table and a large couch around it type thing, kind of lowered. And he's got bottles and girls bringing bottles and shit. So I'm like, whoa, like VIP treatment. I didn't even pay for anything here. So the night goes on. It gets like, in a blink of the eye, it gets to like 3 a.m. and the club is like about to close. And yeah, I don't know where we are. I'm just following my friends. This guy, honestly, we'll just call him A. He says, hey dude, guys, I live nearby here. Why don't you all stay the night at mine? I'm not like thinking like, oh, I told my parents I'll be home at 9 a.m., right? Nah. Okay, so it's like 3:30, and we all go to this guy's place nearby, which nearby is city center, which is like 45-minute drive away from where I live. Shanghai city center, random place we don't know, from a random guy we don't know. You walk through like this like storefront, almost like a really unsuspecting place. You wouldn't think some people would live there, but right behind it, this super nice like apartment building. So all right, we get there, we go up to his like flat, and me and the 3 other boys, we stay in his living room. I fall fucking wide asleep, but somehow, by some miracle, I decide to put myself an alarm at like 8. I was like, oh yeah, 8, yeah, I'll be home at 9. So I had the consciousness to do that, apparently, right? Bingo, I wake up 8 a.m. extremely hungover. Properly, I had a moment of, wait, where am I? And it all started to come in slowly. So I was like, fuck. And all my friends were still asleep. So I was just like, all right, well, I'm just going to get out and text them that I went home. They were all safe, by the way. They're all safe. Because they all live really nearby each other. So they all went home together. But I had to be home at like 9, right? So I walk out. And I'm thinking, I'll grab a taxi. Now, taxis are cheap, but they're not that cheap, right? And I had about 19 yuan cash. Didn't have a card. Only cash. 19 yuan, which would not get me home. But I just ran around trying to look for a metro station, right? I think like the symbol is just like this circle and an M, right? I find it. There's a metro station. I get in, and there's no metro station where I live. So I don't really know how I kind of thought I'll figure it out. But I guess I just thought if I can get close to home, I'll figure it out from there within an hour, right? So it's already like 8:15. I find the tube station, the metro station. I get in and I kind of follow the map, and I see that one of the lines goes in the general westbound direction that I need to go to. Just way too northern though. So like if you're in London, think of it as like the Baker line. I need to go fully west. There's no line there. So I make my way pretty far out west to the point where, you know, if a car were to pick you up, you could be home in like 15 minutes. But, you know, again, I just spent 16 yuan getting in the general direction of home. So I have 2 yuan left. It's 8:45. I walk out the station and I'm like, okay, if I'm going to walk now, I'll be home in like 45 minutes. And then I'll just say, you know, I'm sorry. And I woke up a little bit late. I'm here. Then I remember, outside the outskirts stations in Shanghai, there's always these people on mopeds that will take a little bit of cash just to drive you a tiny bit. Super safe, right? I'm a 14-year-old kid in a country where not everyone speaks English. And I did not speak Mandarin, right? He's like, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm going here, dude. He's like, okay, 5 yuan. I'm like, I have 2. He looks at his friend and he's like, okay, it's okay, you know. He was probably going in that direction anyway. Somehow he accepts my 2 yuan. I get on the back of his moped. Homebound, home stretch. I'm still so hungover. Everything's so bright like it is now. I'm just like derealizing on the back of this moped. We get just outside a street where I live. He drops me. I give him my last 2 yuan. I walk home. Bingo. Ring the door. 9 a.m. sharp. My mom opens the door. She's like, hey. I'm like, hi. Probably smell like weed, smell like alcohol, but whatever. They don't mention it. I take off my shoes. She's like, how was your evening? I said, it was good. Chill. We were just chilling. I put my shit down. I sit on the couch. I'm like, Mom, I'm just going to close my eyes for a sec, yeah? 9 a.m., yeah, it's 9 a.m. I think my mom wanted to test me and see what would happen if she just let me sleep. I kid you not. I fall asleep, right, at 9 a.m. I wake up at 3 p.m. My entire day gone. The good thing, as I wake up, no more hangover. So, moral of the story, when you're a kid, you're going to make these dumb decisions. Just be safe and don't do what I did. So, what does that have to do with music production? Absolutely fucking nothing. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.